Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. There's a show where a group of friends and I get together and play a homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back everybody.
Yo!
Hello.
So, we are going to be short one Troy tonight, so although Kevin is present with the party, Troy will not be here to play him. So...
he's chilling in the limo.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. he's gonna be waiting behind in the van for tonight, or the SUV. I
think we just lost Lisa.
We just
again.
lost Lisa.
Oh, did we lose Lisa? She's been dropping in and out because she's been having internet problems. So I guess we should be prepared for that. But in any event, from between now and the last time we streamed an episode, Mr. G's playlist has come out. So that's a thing. You want to talk about it?
Yeah, especially after the last surprise RP session we had, just like that half an hour RP. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot for like 5 weeks in a row to post this playlist. Now is the perfect time to post this playlist because I got to bring up a lot of important stuff about him. Yeah,
it feels like it wouldn't have really been appropriate if you posted it before that, or at least it would have been a little bit.
There was one time I would have posted it before, which was the first time you guys saw his tattoos after the big fight.
Oh right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and that was like, if I posted it right then, it would have been appropriate. But then I forgot, and a week later I was like, no, it wouldn't be right if I posted it because it's not in recent memory and all this other stuff. So I had to wait. It was like this time again. I was like, oh, I can introduce his tattoos again. I need a strip.
Yeah.
But Who all heard his playlist here?
I gave it a listen. I think Mel did as well, right?
I did.
Yeah,
I gave it a listen.
I was gonna see if Lisa did, but she's not here.
What
do you guys think of his playlist? Because like that's a different playlist.
Yeah, that is a different kind of playlist.
Like mashup of genres in one character playlist so far.
I mean, yeah, that was very particular.
Yep.
I like I said, I like how unique each playlist has been, though. It feels like every single playlist has had its own unique feel, like just in terms of like the sound and the personality in each one.
I need to go back and listen to all the other character playlists again because I've only been listening to mine on repeat just to get back in like the mood for characters and all that. But I need to listen to everybody else's as well because they're all so good.
Yeah, I know, they're great.
Obviously, Chauncey is just like what I listen to anyways.
No, yeah, I was surprised that like Mel, you were saying in our private Discord, just like you knew some of those tracks, and I was like, man, that's interesting. It feels like you two have similar musical backgrounds almost.
Yeah, I was looking at I was going through and I was just like, wait a minute. Oh.
Hey, whoa!
What a time,
right?
Yeah, because like when Katara's playlist came out, like Lauren was talking to me, just like, man, I've never met anybody else who listens to all this music besides me.
Right? Yeah, we have a very particular taste in music. It's, I like it.
Yeah, so that's on. So you tweeted that, and that was also.
It's on my. Yep, it's on my Twitter. It's on our community Discord as well.
If you go to our community Discord, which is always linked in the doobly-doo and in the stream panels, then yeah, you can find that pinned under the content discussion channel. So that's probably the easiest way to find them right now. So that being said, are we ready to get into tonight's episode?
I believe so.
I did give the players. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did tweet it. I did give the players warning of this, but tonight may or may not be another extra short session. So we'll see. It depends on how everything ends up going. So don't be surprised if it is. But with that being said, previously on Resident Roleplay. So you arrived in Tokyo, hoping to obtain the T-Veronica virus from a local collector before the manifold does. Checking into a hotel, you encountered and ultimately killed the manifold spy known as Scorpion, who attempted to insulate herself by leveraging Katara's secrets. However, her agents got to her body first. They seem to have taken her hookshot and used her triggering device that she'd shown you to unleash a devastating BOW on the city. Chauncey stayed behind to establish communications with the BSAA HQ, while the rest of you went out and followed the commotion to the BOW, which you then fought and killed. Now, running late for your appointment with the collector, Oshiro, you hitched a ride with the local BSAA agent, Setsuko, who's been guiding you around, and she drove you all the way to the Oshiro manor at the top of a hill, where you have just been let pass the gate. So, that's where we last left off. So to kind of reiterate, I suppose, on what this area that you're in now kind of looks like, because I gave a little bit of a description at the end, but just to keep it fresh in your heads, you're driving out onto an open grassy lawn with a brief paved path leading beyond the gate and into a lot with 5 expensive-looking luxury and sports cars lined up along the front of a wide 2-story mansion. And the architecture is very plain of the mansion. It's built of pale concrete with dark tile roofing, and it's very reserved and simple in taste. So yeah, it is gated around it, and then there's like all sorts of trees and forestry on the hill outside those gates, but it's all cleared out inside this yard. And again, there are a handful of guards that are patrolling, as well as a couple of CCTVs that you've identified.
Are we still in the vehicle right now, or are we walking?
At this point, we're gonna backtrack a little bit and say you're still kind of in the vehicle, just pulling up. But Setsuko sort of parks in the yard amongst some of the other vehicles that are parked there.
Yeah. As we're about to start heading out, Mr. G is fixing up the last bit of his formal wear that he stole out of some random person's hotel room back at the. Oh, excuse me. The Hilton, and he's just gonna be like, all right, so follow my lead, and yeah, hopefully we don't have to kill anybody, but you know what to do if you know what to do if things go out of hand. Actually, is there some sort of like code word we can say just so it's like we all are on the same page when we need to start shooting? I don't know how you guys work before, if you just had like if you guys had a face man and had to do this kind of stuff before, but
no, it just kind of happened.
All right.
So we need a word.
Something where if I'm speaking and I can tell things aren't happening the way I would like them to go, I can give you guys some sort of clue to get ready. There's going to be a firefight. You know what I'm saying?
I wonder. Well, you know what? Do you have any ideas for a word?
Well, let's see. Because it's got to be something simple, so we can all remember it. But not baguette.
Okay, yeah, not baguette.
Yeah, I used that one in France, and we just got really confused.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, do you want it to be something based off of food?
Well, probably. I don't know. Food could work, but it's got to be something where I can work it into like some sort of a phrase that would be innocuous while speaking. Let's say.
Okay, like baked potato, something along those lines. I don't know.
Yeah, all this art's giving me a real baked potato vibe. Ba, ba, ba.
Kevin's just in the back, just like, oh, I don't know, what's like the local cuisine like?
Let's say sake.
Sake?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it just sound like you're starting to do a toast. Sake.
What is the Japanese toast? It's I used to know it. I don't know why I don't drink, but all right. So follow my lead. I have a plan. Although I do, Katara, I need to ask you. I guess these things might be coming to light soon about you, anyways. But we are coming in to look for a virus. So should things come to worse, can I bargain such that you are a buyer looking for the virus?
A buyer looking for the virus.
Just in
I mean-
like that's a last minute. I hope we don't have to actually buy the thing off of him, but you would be you'd be the most applicable, like, you know, person who's like you're in the market. So
Yeah.
if I could
No.
if I could be like your I don't know, your agent.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with that.
All right, just in case. Let's see if that works. Otherwise, I might be able to get this off him. Actually, I don't have a plan. Let's go.
All right.
And
All
he's
right,
going
let's
to-
go.
He's finishing up putting all the stuff on, and he's ready to go. Also, I also forgot to small detail. I forgot that he's still like a shade or two tanner than he normally is, with contoured cheekbones.
Oh, yeah. And Kevin's just like, oh, well, I can't say I know much about interacting with these high society types, so I might just stick back in the SUV and you guys can give me a ring if you need me.
All right, we'll see if we can get a ring off him too.
And Setsuko's just
All
like,
right.
what about me? Should I just stay out here with the vehicle, or?
Yeah, keep it running.
Got it.
Everyone ready? Everyone good?
Yep.
All right, let's see if we can get us the T-Virus.
All right, so you guys all get out of the SUV and start making your way towards the front. I guess everybody can make a perception check once you guys get out of the vehicle. We don't have Lisa back yet.
15.
Yeah, she's still not here. Well, she's in the
I'm
chat,
here.
but she's not like.
My Roll 20 for some reason kicked me out.
I think it kicked you out of your whole computer because you dropped out.
Well, yeah, before, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
But yeah, everybody can make a
Perception,
perception.
eh?
Yep. Should I just roll something for her real quick? Just the dice.
No, she's here, so.
Okay.
I got
She's
it.
back.
Yeah.
Perception. There you go.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
All right. Nice.
All right. Lisa, side room real quick.
Oh no.
Oh.
All right, I'm here.
So, Sarah sees out of the corner of her eye just some, what looks to be some movement amongst the trees. Can't make out much out besides that though. But it does look like there is some non-natural, or rather, more than just the rustling of the leaves in the wind in those trees.
Got it.
A ringing sound?
I'm not hearing that one.
I'm not hearing that either.
Yeah. So, real quick, there is a bit of an echo, I think, coming from yours, Raph,
For me?
because I think I might have been because you turned off the.
Oh,
the noise gate?
the noise suppression.
There's a slight echo coming from you. I'm not sure if it's perceptible on stream, but we can hear it.
You guys, hold on. There's an echo cancellation. You guys still hear it?
Well, we'll have to find out.
All right, well,
I'll let
let's
you know.
keep it going.
Yeah.
In any event, you guys see the front door, and there are a couple of guards by it that kind of gesture you in.
We've already been announced, right, at the front gate.
Yes. They know they know who you are and why you're here, or at least
So, I guess-
why you set up why you're here, at least as just people checking out the collection. But
So, like, as a question, so like I know, we get out the car, we start heading up to, the manor or whatnot.
Mhm.
But so from the area we're dropped off to the manor, how long of a walk, like how short of a walk is it, and how many guards are around us when we're walking?
So if you're keeping an eye out for it, looking around, there looks to be about 4 guards that are outside of this manor, and it's not that long of a walk from where you park to the front door. It's just a little bit out of the way, because again, it's just like this general yard area, and then it looks like the vehicles are just parked lined up against the wall of the manor, and then there's like a door kind of at the middle.
So the reason I asked this is because I know I'm wearing, cheap aviators.
Yeah.
And they're blackened over and everything, but I want to know if I'm able to use Sense Infected, my second use of it, without them noticing like any eye light up while I'm wearing these aviators.
Oh yeah, while you're wearing the aviators, it's fairly hidden. At least it's not obvious. So yeah, you would feel pretty safe to do one of those.
Okay, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, Wesker can do that in the games.
That's true.
That's true. Oh yeah, that's true.
Although you notice it a bit, but yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well.
But yeah, so you use Sense Infected.
Yep.
What are your infection origins right now again?
It is Las Plagas and T-Virus.
Right. So you focus and your eyes light up red for a moment, for a flash, and as you're approaching, you don't sense anything out of the ordinary.
Okay, so all around us is pretty good.
Yeah, seems like there's no hint of it.
And we're in range of the house at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
How long does that last? Is it just for
It's just a round, yeah.
It's just a ping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's not like a concentration or something?
Yeah, no, it's just like a real quick ping.
Dang.
There are some bio enhancements you could get to lengthen it, but yeah.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
So right now it only goes out to like 60 feet.
Yeah, Lisa?
Oh. Before we walk in that house, Sarah's gonna actually pull Mr. G aside real quick and point to the trees and go, there's something out there.
The tree line?
That's Raph. Was it the tree line, or was it the actual all of the trees?
I mean, you just see just the like on like one of the trees, you just saw some movement.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So she points in the direction that she saw it.
Okay, can I see this?
Mr. G is going to subtly when she points, he's going to like turn and kind of like direct her hand somewhere else, and, and he's going to be like, pat his coat, act like he's missing something, and head back into the car really quick because you said we're not very far, right?
Yeah. So make a perception check.
I'm going to use my binoculars while in the car.
Okay.
I mean, could I see this happening?
Yeah.
Like,
so like,
are you trying to like hide this from me?
No,
or,
she just
like...
no.
No, she points very obviously, and I'm trying to hide it.
Yeah.
Huh. How far out are those tree lines?
You did hear her say like the trees, but I'm making it so that it's not obvious if somebody is watching what physical actions we're doing. So like I see her point, and I'm just like slow, like just like turn direct and just like yes, that's yes, that thing is very good.
Those things are great.
That's definitely the city right there. And then walk towards the house a bit, pat his jacket, be like, I'm definitely missing something, and then walk back into the thing and just like
Glorious.
While in the safety, or either out of eye line, I'm gonna while in the vehicle, I'm going to look with my binoculars. Does that just negate disadvantage?
Yeah, I would negate disadvantage.
Okay, so I'm just rolling straight.
Mm-hmm.
Katara said she wanted to look as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, Katara's keeping an eye out.
Yeah, because I'm like, I don't know how far out those tree lines are.
Because it would be like more than 60 feet, so your dark vision wouldn't necessarily apply.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't want to move in the direction to make people go. What you doing?
So
I'm gonna get back to I would want to go through and see if I can try this out too.
So I'll say you can make a check with disadvantage.
If you get into the car, I'll hand you the binocs.
Okay, Do you, she, you know what? When you're walking back, she looks at you like, huh?
Oh yeah, Mr. G will be like, well, you heard Sarah say in the tree line, so he's, Mr. G, while patting his chest, is going like, I'm gonna get a better look, and we'll head into the thing.
Yeah, no, I'll come with you then.
If they're in the tree line, I'm hoping they can't hear us. They don't have anything bugged here, so I'm communicating, but I'm acting contrary to what I'm talking about, right?
Okay.
Because if they're watching us, then I'm acting, innocent or
inconspicuous.
But I would be communicating what I'm doing.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping they can't hear us.
All right. Yeah, I'll come over and use the binoculars then in the car.
Okay. Yeah, you could just make a straight roll then.
What?
This is the exact same roll.
Greased. Like there's a little bit of blood on the lenses. It's the exact same roll.
I don't know.
Yeah, you guys don't really notice anything out in the trees.
All right. I'm gonna assume. Wait, no. Oshiro was the name of the guy we're coming after. Satsuko.
Huh?
Or Setsuko.
She's just in the front seat, just like, huh. Yeah, boss?
Don't call me boss. I'm assuming you aren't very quiet and stealthy and light on your feet.
Oh, well, I could be pretty stealthy. Very
How
well
stealthy?
trained.
Would you bet your life on it?
Well, I mean, we got pretty good stealth training when going through the basics. Yeah. I mean, I think I'd feel pretty comfortable being stealthy.
All right, I need to go check this out.
Wait, you're asking me to go check something out?
Well, you said you're confident,
And
I believe in somebody who believes in themselves.
Yush, I am confident. I got nothing but confidence here.
Good. First, use these. Get her the goggles. So binoculars first, because I realized that might be a better thing.
I am also pretty good in stealth.
Point in the direction that Sarah pointed, because obviously I might have forgotten where she pointed originally. But
Statue.
where Sarah pointed, I'm trying to do my best to figure out where.
So you're pointing Setsuko in that direction?
Use the binoculars. She said she saw something moving, and I can't see anything. We got a couple of seconds before they start questioning our length in this car.
Oh, okay. And she takes a look. Yeah, I don't see anything.
Yeah, that's what I figured. All right. Take the vehicle. Don't take the vehicle, maybe.
I think they get a little suspicious if we start pulling out.
Yeah, there's no way we're going to be able to do this stealthily, so this is a trap. We need to at least be aware that this is probably the manifold. So just be careful. And I'm going to while I'm saying this, I'm adding a couple extra mags.
At this point, a couple of the guards are calling out to Sarah, who's the only one out there now, and just saying something in Japanese and just kind of beckoning her on, just what's going on?
Setsuko, if you see anything in that tree line, I'm gonna hand her my rifle. and it looks suspicious. Defend yourself, but let us know. This could help. We'll be right back.
In what order do I do that? Do I defend myself first or let you know first?
You can't let us know if you're dead.
Oh, right.
All right, let's go. And I'm going to get out and just grab something random in the vehicle and just be like, oh, yeah.
All right.
Put it into a pocket and just be like, sorry. And head back.
Okay. So you start heading back towards the door. You enter in through the front doors of the manor. And I should know, I forgot to put say this during my description. There are two buildings on the property. There's the main manor and then what looks to be a side guest house, which was just inside of the gate, which you guys would have driven past.
Are both
okay?
buildings about the same size?
No,
Do they
the
look
guest
like twin
house.
buildings,
The
or
guest house is a lot smaller. It looks like there might
One
be
story?
like 1-2 rooms inside. Yeah, whereas this
Oh,
one's
okay,
like,
only a few rooms.
yeah,
Okay.
whereas this one's like the main manor is big and wide and 2 stories.
Not connected in any way.
No, they're just both on the
Oh,
property
okay.
inside the gates.
Only way to get there is to walk through a path of some kind, right? There's no hallway or anything.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, you'd have to walk across the yard.
All right.
So you guys head into the first floor. You enter into an open space with hardwood floors. There are archways to your left side and to your right side that seem to lead rather to other halls with doors leading to other rooms. There's also a stairwell on the far side that looks to go both up and down. But you are escorted with the guards inside, or a couple of the guards rather. Most seem to be staying outside. And inside you do see that there are a couple more guards patrolling the interior, all dressed in, fine suits and things like that. They look presentable, like a rich person's private security. So yeah, a couple of the 2 that were outside, they usher you in, and once you're in, they head back out and leave you with these guards who also present to you one gentleman who looks to be like an older Japanese gentleman, maybe in his mid-50s, who's in a formal black suit with a white shirt, and he has short graying hair and a pair of glasses on his weathered face. And he walks up to you guys and greets you, and he says, "Hello, I am Hiroki Oshiro. I understand you have come to see my collection."
Yes. We are interested in seeing these wonders that you have collected, Mr. Oshiro. We are very curious. I specifically told my contact not to tell me anything of what you had. So if you could please, the full tour would be amazing. We're paying some good money to see something that's something that would intrigue us, something we've never seen before.
Indeed, and your friends spoke very highly of you, which is why I allowed you into my property to begin with. I don't normally welcome strangers, but you had a good vouch.
Yes, I am very close with them, but so you don't normally allow people you aren't familiar with into your presence, then?
Familiarity perhaps not, but more like acquaintances or friends of acquaintances. I suppose that is basically the situation with you. Friend of an acquaintance.
So then I don't imagine you have very many guests.
And they are
Or
few
do you?
and far between, but we are used to servicing those who are somewhat related and also willing to pay the price of admission.
And the price of admission was very steep. I'm sure that alone is a gate.
Indeed. And he kind of leads you into the hallways on the right side, and leads you past a couple of doors, and as sort of walking and talking while this conversation is going on. And he says, "Indeed, that is quite the barrier to entry for most people. After all, it has taken me a great deal of time to amass some of the wonders that you will see here." And he kind of leads you past and opens up past this kind of wooden door, which leads you into a long hall with glass cases along either wall, and as well as through the center of the room. And each one is displaying just like its own kind of extraordinary and rare item. So yeah, you could kind of look around and see what's all in here, and he could kind of give you some trivia if you do.
What's all the?
what's all
in this
this?
room? This is on the right side.
Yes, you went down the right hall from the entrance.
Okay.
Which,
What all do we see in this room?
yeah, so looking around, there's different stuff in each case. There look to be 3 cases along the left side, 3 cases along the right side, and then 2 cases in the very center. So Yeah, like on the left side,
Oh.
the thing that you see closest to you is like this flintlock pistol that's kind of, being held in midair by these stands. Then, like on the right side, you see closest to you looks to be some sort of preserved sheet of paper that's just like being sort of propped up on a little podium. But all of these are like again behind glass cases. But on the center, the two cases at the center have probably the largest pieces in the room. And you notice very obviously, like, one very most close to you is, like, this whole set of samurai armor. And then the one beyond that looks to be some sort of painting. You'd have to get a closer look to see much detail, but it looks to be some sort of painting on a stand.
I'm going to approach the going around to them as he sees them, just doing the whole fascinating.
I'm keeping behind, watching the same stuff, just like, oh.
I guess out of what do you call it? Being polite, asking about every item, but I'm making my way towards the samurai armor.
Okay. Yeah, so you're kind of
just making small talk.
Yeah, and he's like giving you
small talks, like,
giving you things. Is just like, yes, this flintlock pistol is indeed. It's from 18th century England. It's an authentic model that saw a few wars of the time.
And I'm actually kind of curious about this piece of paper you said, this preserved piece of paper.
Oh yeah, you head over to that piece of paper and you see there are a couple papers actually on the right column, or rather the right row. Yeah, the first one that was closest to you guys, you get to that one, it's just like, all right, it's rather like less of a paper and more like an open booklet with like a set of paper that's kind of laid out there. It's just like, yes, this was difficult to get a hold of, especially given that it had to be salvaged from hard-to-access places. This is a original, authentic copy of a Veltro manifesto.
Veltro?
Yes, they were a bioterrorist group that sprouted up a while back and pretty quickly were dealt with by the BSAA. But they had a bit of a extremist worldview that fascinated many, and I suppose one of the people in the cleanup must have gotten a hold of one of these, and I managed to procure it after it exchanged hands through a few other buyers.
Yes, Veltro, actually. I'm quite aware of Velcro. I know of Velcro. I'm quite aware of Veltro. They held the world's attention at ransom for a short amount of time.
Yes, that they did.
I actually have a few friends who were a part of that whole ordeal, but I don't know if there's any personal stake that you have owning this thing, or if it's simply archival.
Mostly archival. It is strange and unique and holds a particular place in history.
Indeed it does. Indeed it does. Thankfully you're able to get in as good condition as it is.
Yes.
This is probably the last surviving artifact of that sect.
It's quite possible. This, however, in the case next to it is far more historical and far less recent. This is a piece of Chinese calligraphy from the Qing dynasty. And he kind of leads you on to some other stuff. Probably what catches your eye the most, though, if you're just to take a look around, is there's a set of fossils behind that one at the end of the right-hand row.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
And if you were to inquire into it, he would point out, and it's just like, yes, these are Velociraptor fossils that are no longer being held in the museum where they were first stored.
Now, that is not something that you see very often. Fossils in private collection.
Indeed. I was surprised
I'm interested.
They ran out of room at the museum at which they were storing it, so I would hate to see it go to waste.
I'm interested to see what other artifacts that you have procured that are no longer in circulation. However, this I am interested in. And he's like, have you guys seen that Danny DeVito gif from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where he's rating art?
I don't know if I have.
Oh, that
sounds
sucks, 'cause
hilarious,
it's like,
though.
it's Danny DeVito, and he's got this dumb wig on, and he's going around in like an art gallery, going like trash, derivative, uninspired, and he's like, this I love, and it's a trash can sitting in the middle of the room. But the pose he has is exactly what Mr. G is doing right now, where he's like, but this I want to know more about, and he approaches the samurai armor.
Ah, yes. This is a genuine historical samurai armor from the Sengoku period of Japan.
Now, I may not be Japanese, but I can relate to the warriors of old. They are my people.
Bit of a fighter, you fancy yourself.
I've had to fight to survive. And I guess, like the samurai, I have a code of honor, and I have a master to which I have pledged my loyalty.
That is very respectable. Honor is not something that is placed in high regard today.
Those without it often find themselves at odds with everybody.
Perhaps.
Does the armor
Yeah.
Does the armor look like it's is it just the suit?
Yeah, it's just like on an armor stand where it's like propped up so that it's all filled out. But yeah, it just looks like a full-on samurai armor with sort of like red highlights on it, and yeah, just like the full genuine deal.
After talking to him a bit about the warrior spirit, I'm going to inquire. Now, do you happen to have any artifacts that would accompany this armor? Any weaponry? Say, I'm just curious if you have the armor, if you have any other interesting, what do you call it? Like, I don't know, related artifacts.
Well, weapon-wise, I am in possession of a few well-crafted katanas, but I do not put them up for display. This gallery only...
God, it's not a sword.
Yeah, this gallery is only for... only has a select portion of my collection up for display at any given time. But the only weapons in this room are the two you see over in the adjacent column. And he points over first to the flintlock pistol, and then in over to the back, where you see what looks to be a very long and ornate looking black rifle with this sort of gold trim kind of going along it. It's a kind of elegant filigree that decorates it.
And Mr. G looks at it and says, now that I can appreciate. And we'll approach.
Okay. So you approach it, and he follows you along, taking note of your interest, and he's just like, ah, yes. This also was quite the rare artifact.
I would like to know more about this. This is unlike any other weapon I have seen in service.
Indeed, it is not a very typical weapon. This is the Muramasa. It was invented by a firearms designer who was local to Japan and was looking to put the same degree of craftsmanship into a rifle as the great sword forgers of old. The result is what you see here. Rumor has it he designed only no more than 2 or 3 before he discontinued producing them. And the name of the individual who created it has been lost to time, but what remains are only a handful of these in circulation that only the most affluent are able to procure.
Sorry, waiting for someone to stop revving their engine.
Yeah, you could probably hear that a bit on my end, even.
Probably. Now, yes. Now, this is a weapon I can appreciate. Simple, and just like the katana, was meant to be used in the most, only by the most skilled fighters. Those who do not possess the skills to use it are unable to properly wield it to its most lethal potential.
I see you are quite the warrior poet.
I've lived a hard life, and I've had much time to think. But if there's one thing that I know in my soul, it's this, and just like having like a spiritual reaction to seeing this weapon.
Yeah, just full on art gallery connoisseur.
Yeah, just like, oh, this speaks to me. You said there was only 2 or 3 in circulation.
Indeed.
I'm assuming this one is not for sale.
I am not normally in the business of making a sale of the items I present, but if I were, it would have to be a considerable offer.
Of course. And I would like to see the rest of your facility, of course, without, or the rest of your collection before I talk any business of any kind. I'm here for pleasure, not for business.
Well,
however, this is both.
Ah. Indeed. The people who come here usually find it to be both. Good to see you are no different. And he points you to the case next to it, is just like, what you have here is a quill from colonial America. Rumor has it a few important pieces of legislation were signed with it in the early days of your country. And with that...
My country?
Well, at least you sound to me like an American. I apologize for presuming.
It's okay. I was raised in America, but I'm actually from Italy. And, well, like, buongiorno.
I see. So you are quite well traveled then.
Very. Although you mentioned the type of people who come to visit tend to find that rifle both professional and personal. Or, business and pleasure. Although both would work. What are the type of people that usually come to visit? I imagined they were all richer, bedridden, older white males from America.
Well, that certainly comprises the majority. And of course they bring their families along for vacations and sightseeing. But of course they all like to consider themselves very cultured, and so they tend to give similar commentaries like they might give when perusing an art gallery.
And I am sure I am no different.
Indeed.
Right. And... Oh, Katara wants to do something.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and make a perception check if you're keeping an eye out.
It's pretty good.
What were you saying?
Anything
17.
else of note in this room? You said there was, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I think he has
5.
showed you to everything at this point. There's the
I
3
think
on
he
the
said there
left,
was
3
2,
on
2,
the
and
right,
3.
and then 2 in the middle.
Oh, 3, 3, and 2. 8. Oh, there's a bunch of pieces of paper and all that.
Yeah, which you've seen all of those. That was the manifesto
But,
and the calligraphy.
Right.
I don't think you've taken a closer look at the painting, but that's about it.
Oh, right. There was a painting. What is that? I'm just curious. I want to know everything.
Oh yeah, he shows you to it. It looks to be some sort of portrait of an aristocratic-looking soldier from times past. And he's just like, yes, this is a little-known Rembrandt that I managed to get a hold of. Strangely, somehow, one of the least exotic pieces, I suppose, in this room.
However, this portrait really ties the room together, if I do say so myself. This seems to be a room dedicated to one thing.
And what would you say that is?
Warfare. Here you have a pistol from, you said it was Old England?
Yeah, it was England.
Yeah, a pistol from Old England, which served in several wars, which you have stated. Preserved pieces of paper, then you have a manifesto from a quite vocal. Okay, there's a bit of an echo and it's kind of messing me up.
Oh, sorry.
But then you have a manifesto from a quite vocal terrorist organization. A samurai armor belonging to one of the most noble warriors in history. Several weapons, of course. A quill from a nation that was undergoing a civil war, and a portrait of those who fight in those wars.
Very observant of you.
Start to sense a theme about you.
Well, I cannot say such a theme was intentional. I do admit that war tends to be the most romantic subject for many of the people that come through here. If only because it is something they cannot normally relate to in the circles that they walk.
Yes, many people wish that they can view war from a distance, like a zoo, while those in the zoo wish only to be out of it.
Very keen observation.
Now, if you could please, the rest of your collection. I am dying to see what other wonders you have collected.
Okay. As this is going on,
Yeah.
I don't know if Sarah's gonna end up healing Katara, but Katara, you do notice with your perception check, there does seem to be, because you guys are indoors right now, so you can't really see with your eyes too much anything that might be going on outside. But you do hear a bit of commotion. It sounds like there's some the guards, which none of the guards came into the room with you, but there are a couple outside the room. And they seem to be conversing a little bit. It's a little muffled behind the door, so you can't quite make out the words, but there seems to be quite a bit of chatter. And then some hurried footsteps, I guess, coming, echoing down the hall. Sorry, I was going to say from the lobby to the hall.
Oh, she goes up to Mr. G and their guest. I'll heal her real quick.
Yeah, so I'm assuming this is taking place while Mr. G's like distracting Hiroshi and just like taking the tour around the room, and you just in the corner patching her up. So feel free to roll for that. But yeah, and then afterwards, Katara, you make your way to G and Hiroshi.
So I walk up and she walks up and she's just like, "Excuse me, Mr. Hiroshi. I need to take my agent here aside for a moment, or well, my friend, I should say, my friend here aside for the moment. I have something I need to speak about real quick.
Very
if
well.
That's okay. I don't mean to intrude."
Well, it is you who arranged to be here, so of course you are my guest. Feel free.
Thank you. And she should pull you over to the side, and she's just like, "There's a lot of commotion going on out there right now. A lot of
Yeah,
hurried footsteps at the moment, too. I don't know what's happening, but
yeah, I hear it. It's making me nervous.
something's going on.
All right, keep an eye out. If Sarah sees anything, she said she'd ring us. So,
Or rather, Setsuko.
Setsuko?
nope, Sarah's here. That's right. If
Oh, no.
Setsuko, never mind. Sarah left.
Did she drop again?
No.
Yeah, Lisa keeps dropping in and out. All right, so yeah, Setsuko said she'd ring us if she saw anything outside. We'll keep an eye out, see if there's anything going on in here that we need to worry about. Like I said, whatever Setsuko saw, if it's in the trees, this is a trap. Question, actually, where she pointed, was that where I would have set up if I was sniping?
Yeah, similar direction.
This is a trap. Yeah, it's just like wherever she pointed, that's where I would be if I were to set a trap. This is a trap.
Well, then. All right.
So I'll keep this guy talking. I need to find out where he keeps that virus, and yeah, keep an eye out for me. I'm going to be distracted for a little bit.
All right. I'll make sure to do that.
And then all smiles back with Oshiro.
Yeah. So, okay. So, actually, Mr. G, as you're departing from Katara, your phone does actually get a ring.
Oh, shit. Okay. I was just like, all right, I'll be with... Oh, dang it. All right.
Yeah.
So,
No.
it
Monroe.
is Setsuko. And she's just like, you said to ring you if I notice anything. I don't know if this is... if this qualifies. Nothing really extreme has happened, but I am noticing a lot of activity around here. Oshiro-san's guards seem to be on quite high alert. They're moving all over the place between these buildings.
But do you see anything coming from the tree line?
I haven't noticed anything, no.
Okay. Okay. Not liking the feel of this. Okay. Let me know if anything gets worse. Make sure you have a way out if you could save yourself, but don't leave without us.
Oh, yes, of course. I mean, that's what I've been assigned to do, to keep you guys escorted, so I'm here.
All right. And we'll hang up, and now is back to smiles with Oshiro.
All right.
I'll relay what I heard to Katara and Sarah, that the guards outside are also being frantic.
Okay.
All right.
So you head back over to Oshiro?
How loud are those footsteps? Because
not very loud. It's not obvious. You would have had, again, like that was just what Katara noticed with her perception check.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And just actively keeping an ear out for it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, Oshiro,
Yes.
I would like to see the rest of your collection.
I'm afraid this is all that I have on display for now.
Oh, this is the display room.
Indeed. There is more
I see.
of my collection in a secure place, but not here.
An off-site location.
I'm afraid I try not to speak too much about it.
So, I will admit, I haven't been entirely honest with you. My contact let me in on something that they may have heard coming. They heard something that they didn't hear. And I heard something that I didn't hear, and so I had to come in to see for myself. But I heard you may have something that I am deeply interested in seeing.
I am very curious as to what you have heard.
I have told you, I guess you could say I am a connoisseur of warfare, and seeing as I believe we are of a kindred spirit with the collection you have chose to display. I do not know the rest of your collection, but I do know that you do have some things related to, and like gesturing over to some of those signed documents, or the Veltro manifesto. I have heard that you may have something related to bioweapons.
And he gives you kind of like a curious gaze, and he's just like, I'm not sure I understand what you are implying.
Somebody told me that you can give, that you can give me an opportunity that I have been seeking for. Like I said, I have many friends who were associated with this Veltro incident, and I have not personally seen any of these, viral. I am not personally connected or what's it called when you're associated with any of these things. And I am, like you say, it's something that kind of draws you if it's not something that is within your circles. I would at least like to see one of these viruses if you could.
And at this point, he gets like a bit of a stern look on his face. And he like turns to you and he says, I don't know what rumors have been circulating about me, but as I'm sure you are well aware, such things are not legally sanctioned within most nations.
Of course, and I never asked.
I am in possession of no such thing. And even if I were, I would not be keen to admitting to a crime to somebody I have only just met. I am a very legitimate business person.
Of course. Well, then if I may ask, why are your guards getting so antsy?
And he kind of looks around and is just like, I'm sorry?
Your guards, they seem to be alerted to something. Oh, actually, when he says that, is he being genuine or is he covering up?
Make an insight check.
Because I forget that inciting people is a mechanic that I don't have to do on my own. Because like that's the problem with stuff like insight and deception, where it's just like,
yeah.
well, I'm like, I don't believe him. No, wait a minute, I can find out if I don't believe him.
Yeah. Which, by the way, what's Sarah using for these heals? He's hard to read.
I'm using treat wounds, Rev.
Okay, because treat wounds is D8, not a D4.
Oh. Well. Rip.
Yeah, it's a D8 for tier 1 treat wounds, 3D8 for tier 2 treat wounds.
Yeah, I was close. I'm sorry.
Roll 6 D8 plus 12.
Or rather, 3D8 plus 12. Unless she's doing all of them at tier 2. In which
so
case
it's not 1D. Okay, so it's only the 1D8, not 2D8.
Exactly.
Not 2D4.
Yeah, it's 1D8, and then it goes up by 2D8 for each higher tier.
Okay.
So I'm rolling 3, right?
Well.
What am I doing?
So you
You two confused me.
If you have the time, so there's all right. Let's just get real quick talk about some healer mechanics because I didn't get to do too much of this. When you're healing, healing at higher tiers is good for combat when you're when you just need to burst heal somebody, and you just need to give them as much health as possible in the shortest amount of time. It's more dice, but the bonus to it is smaller because you only add your bonus once.
Oh, okay.
If you have time, casting it at lower levels every time is better because you get a higher average because there's a solid 4 for every dice instead of Wait, no, because
That-
the average because it's
Well,
three-
because it's 2
the
more
average is
D8
out higher,
when you,
actually.
Yeah, there's 2 more
There's
D8
two more.
when you cast at higher tiers. So
that average is at 0.5 more actually then per tier.
yeah, so it can be
Right.
worthwhile to cast at higher tiers. Yeah,
If-
in that case.
Yeah, if your modifier is a 4, because I think mine was a 5, which made it made mine worth it to do one at a time. But so yeah,
Mhm.
for you, I would probably say just do all 3 and then add your 4, because I think it averages out to higher to heal.
Okay.
So 3d8. You're casting it at level 3. No, you can't cast it at level 3. You have
No,
to do 2
two.
and then 1.
Level
Yeah, well,
2,
if you cast it,
Yeah.
if you cast it at tier 2, it's 3d8.
Yeah, so cast it at level
Okay.
2 and then 1 at level
Mhm.
for the
Yeah.
max possible heal.
Yeah, that
Okay,
that would be.
so-
Because you have time to do this. So like in combat, just try to do it like
Yeah.
burst heal type stuff. But
Uh-huh. So it'd be 3d8 plus what? 4?
4 and then
4.
1d8 plus 4.
But that, yeah, and that would cost
Oh,
more
no.
than normal. So be sure to mark it as such.
Yeah.
Of
To
course,
use all
if-
3.
Yeah,
Because that would be 2 and then 1. Right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. 1d8.
yes, yeah. That would
Oh.
cost 2 resources right there.
Yep. That
That's
I
actually
got.
a good heal.
There.
There you go.
There. 26.
Yeah.
26 healed.
Better than-
that was not supposed to happen.
Yeah,
Sorry.
26 to what
Better
you're
than
at
s-
before
Yeah.
those D4s.
Yeah.
Sorry. I totally meant to do D8. I don't know why it was 4.
And 2 of them.
Yes. No.
That's a green herb.
3.
Yeah, green herb would be like 2d4 plus 2. Yeah.
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 But
Yeah, I got it. I wrote it down. It's written down. I'm good. Okay. Continue.
Well, in any event, at this point,
so I
yeah,
no, never mind, yeah. I already asked him about his guards, right?
yeah, and he seemed confused. But at this point, a gentleman bursts into the room. Looks to be like this bearded, middle-aged man. Doesn't look Japanese. He's wearing, like, in contrast to the other security, he seems to like be less formal. He's not in a suit or anything. He seems to have quite a bit of seniority here, and he's got like this, just straight up like tactical vest on and like this red beret on his head.
All right, so this guy isn't meant to be seen; he's meant to be felt.
Yeah. So. And actually, and yeah, if you guys are like sizing this guy up and looking him up and down, you will notice, in particular, like there's this patch on his right sleeve, with a insignia that's a red eye.
Okay.
And he bursts into this room. He starts making his way towards Oshiro, like hurriedly, but not, looks like he's trying to be, on the down low. But was Katara saying something? Or
I was like, so is this dude just coming in to like attack people, or is he actually like?
No, he seems to be among the security, and he like there's a couple of the guards you see behind him, like holding the door, and this guy makes his way over to Oshiro, and he like leans in and like whispers something to Oshiro.
Almost popped a flag.
Oh, you just busted, and you're just like, "Sake!" So he rushes in and whispers something.
Yeah, he whispers something to Oshiro, and he just like leans in and whispers something in his ear.
I'm going to like walk over to like the quill and just kind of admire it while speaking to him. Like I'm talking to the quill, but I'm obviously addressing him, right?
Mhm.
And I'm going to say, Mr. Oshiro.
And he kind of like holds up a hand for like a second while he finishes the whisper. And then he
I
turns
was waiting
his-
for it. I was
Yeah,
after
yeah, and
after the
then-
whisper. I would have. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, and then he turns his attention to you.
Mr. Oshiro.
Yes.
Are you aware of a group called the Manifold?
I believe I have heard of them.
Well, Then I'm terribly sorry, but it seems they have used you as bait.
I am not sure I understand your meaning. But I think it is time. And and at this point, like, the big, like, security guy, he seems to have, like, one hand on Oshiro's shoulder. And he's just like, I think it is time for you to leave.
You best get somewhere safe. And I'm going to, like, just, like, tactically motion to everyone else before I realize, like, oh, you're not part of my unit. And they're just be like, all right, we need to go.
And yeah, and, like, this guy is just like, and he's like, I hate to agree with that guy, but he's quite right. And he like draws like a handgun from like a hip holster, and he's just like, stay on me, and I need to get you somewhere secure. And he starts like leading him out of the room with just like Oshiro just like holding on to his back.
As we're leaving at the same time, real quick, I'm just gonna like say to that guy, it's like, wait, have we met?
He just looks at you, he's like, don't ring any bells to me.
Right, I should stop asking that. You wouldn't know me. And, yeah.
So, you know, Katara's just gonna be like, as they're all going out and as they're going past, she wants to get the attention of the dude in the beret, like, for a second. She's like, excuse me, what exactly is happening at the moment, though?
Nothing, just seems to be a security breach. I advise you get off the premise.
All right.
Yeah. I need my rifle.
And then he's just and you see like this guy, he's like still leaning forward, moving tactically with his pistol up front. He says a few words to Oshiro in Japanese that seems to be like instructing him on how to move going forward. And then they get let out of the room, and a couple of the guards that were outside seem to like usher you guys out and try to lead you back out onto the front lawn.
So we're being escorted out.
Yeah.
While we're being escorted out, Mr. G is gonna like play victim, even though he was like, with Oshiro, he was like, all right, this is you get somewhere safe. He's gonna play victim, like, hey, what's going on? What's happening? Where are you taking us? To the guards.
And they're just gonna be like, it's time for you to go. Mr. Oshiro has said you have your welcome is over.
What's happening? Why are we being escorted out?
And they like at this point they're just like going stern, just not responding, and just like not roughly, but like politely shoving you towards the door.
Mm-hmm. We're being escorted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, escorted.
Yeah, I'm going willingly, obviously, and I'm hurrying a bit, trying to get out, but keeping an eye out. How many guards have we seen total at this point?
At this point, you've seen, including the security chief, maybe 8 guards or 9 guards, I think. Okay. Yeah, you saw 4 outside. You've seen 4. You see 4 patrolling the outside, 4 patrolling the inside, and then that chief.
And then okay, right. So 4 and leader. I'm gonna lean into Sarah and Katara really quick and just be like, whatever goes down, we need to make sure it happens here.
Excuse me.
Okay, Chief.
Whatever goes down, if this is a trap by the manifold, we need to make sure it happens here. We need to be the victims.
Of course.
That's 9 guns on our side. If we can get those pointed in our direction, or in the direction we want to point them.
That's true.
And you see, as you guys like exit out back to the lobby area that you entered the mansion first from, you see the security chief just start leading Oshiro towards the staircase, and he leads him upstairs while the other guards are ushering you guys out the front door.
When we get out, do we see anything suspicious?
Yeah, I was gonna do a perception.
Yeah,
check.
I'll say you guys can make another round of perception checks.
I'm checking the tree line again. Would that be at disadvantage?
Yeah, disadvantage if you're looking out beyond the gates.
How fast would I be able to get to the car?
Well, actually, it's not too far. Like I said, the vehicle is nearby the entrance. But yeah,
like we're talking like a few feet from the front.
Yeah,
steps,
we're talking no more than 30 feet away from the door. So
yeah, it's a bit much. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'll
like
go
maybe
with
not
disadvantage.
not that far, because like I said, it's against the front wall, so it's like maybe like less than 20 feet, 15 feet.
That's still a bit much for what
Yeah.
I want. I don't want to get too far.
Okay.
Like I said, I want this to happen here.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean.
So this is at disadvantage. To look
yeah.
at the tree line.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to get any closer just to
Yeah.
take a look.
You could walk out a bit. Like they probably wouldn't, suspect anything if you're just like walking out and then taking a look. But about to head towards the SUV.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that.
So just sort of like subtly trying to edge your way closer to the outside of the gates.
Yeah. And just like get a little close just so it's within my range. Just so it's within my range of like dark vision.
Okay.
And I don't know how the other thing works too well. I don't know if that's going to help perception checks or not.
For the, what are you talking about? The with your dark vision
Echo.
or echo? Okay. Actually, yeah. How far does that go out to?
60 feet as well.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I would say if you could get close enough, yeah, you would be able to make a perception check with advantage. But as soon as you start like peeling away from the others, though, like one of the guards does kind of like peel off with you and just try and get your attention, just like and try to just like start redirecting you so that you don't start wandering around the property.
So she'll look at him and just go like, she's like, can I just look over here real quick? It's just a real quick thing.
And he's just like, there's nothing to see here. Get back to your vehicle.
I'm gonna pad the pockets of my jacket real quick on this suit. Is there anything in these pockets from the person who owned it last? Like, I'm looking for something like smokes or something.
Yeah, there's a little bit of pocket lint. Not really like smokes. There does look to be just like, like a pen inside the inner pocket and like some scratch paper, but that's about it.
So is there a way to, because like she doesn't want to antagonize them to where they're like raising guns or going, hey. But is there a way just to get a little bit closer, just within that range, like to be able to be like, I'm right there, and then do it?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I mean, yeah. You can kind of like you're kind of like just playing him off, just still moving a little bit along as
so
he's
like,
trying to redirect
yeah.
you. Just like, hold on.
Yeah, just like a real quick, like, hold on, and go ahead and do that. And if I could potentially also, when getting out there for that advantage, potentially add stimulant.
Okay, so
Give me a
you're hitting
D4.
yourself with the stimulant first.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll say, you'd be able to do so, but first, make a persuasion check, to see how amicable this guy's gonna be.
This is great. The stats changed. It's an 11. Okay.
Okay.
Oh no, the stats changed.
Yeah, when she switched out her virus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, he's not like being forcible, but he is still like hounding you the whole time. So you do manage to get out for a second. You do, but I'll say it's not, because you're like a little distracted from him hounding you the whole time. You don't necessarily get the advantage, but you do get the stimulant off.
Okay. It's
So just roll straight perception check plus a d4.
Yeah. 23.
Sweet. So, looking out, even though this guy is like haranguing you, you're just like, hold on, and just like keep him at arm's length long enough to just like take a look out there. You do notice through your dark vision that there does seem to be a shape in one of the trees in the direction you were pointed to previously. You don't see any movement, but you do see a shape that doesn't look like it's a part of the tree.
Okay.
That's about as far as you can gather.
Okay, so then she'll start heading back. You know, she'll look at the guy and just like apologize and start heading back in the direction. But she'll look to Mr. or as she's walking back to the car, I don't know if like she can get Mr. G's attention by just being like just like a little like cough.
I'm currently like leaning or like somehow making myself occupied by the front door. Like I guess I have the pen and pad. I'm writing stuff on the pen and pad, just like.
Yeah, and the guard's just sitting there, just like, it's time for you to go. Time for you to go.
So she'll look behind and just go, my friend, I need to talk to you about something.
And I will be like, yeah. And I'm just gonna just like ignore the guard and just like walk with my pen, just like writing stuff down while moving in that direction.
So when you are close enough, I'm gonna be like, or she's just like, got a little bit of a closer look. There's a person, or there's something out there.
Is that all you saw?
There is something. Yes, I don't know what it is, but it is not a tree. It is something else.
Just the one.
Mm-hmm. Just one.
Okay. She had to come back to tell me that, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not at that level.
Yeah, so you're
that distance.
Yeah, if you like met halfway, you know, you could probably
meet
like
halfway.
Yeah, like nearby where the SUV would be at this point.
All right, so at this point, since we're closer to the SUV and nothing's happened yet, I'm going to go into the SUV.
And I'll say, I guess with all of your perception checks, except for Sarah's, you would also notice, like, you don't know, like Mr. G, you wouldn't notice too much on the, on the outside the gates, but Katara and Mr. G, you both would notice that a lot of the security personnel that are out here seem to be like heading in the direction of the guest house, and then like kind of going back and forth, like coming out of the guest house and going sort of around the outskirts of the manor, almost heading in the backyard direction.
I have a plan. Rather, it's not a plan. It's something I want to do. There's no plan. I need to do this. But how stealthy are you guys?
I'm all right.
Yeah, Katara's like, I feel pretty capable. It depends.
All right, here's what you said. They're the guards. So there's the 4 that were outside. They're going back and forth from the guest house.
Yeah. The 4 that were outside seem to be preoccupied, going back and forth from the guest house.
Are they carrying anything?
They are carrying guns, or at least they have their handguns out and are like, going forth
like
with them at the ready. No, they're not hauling anything.
So I want to get into that guest house. Wait, so can I see any features of the guest house, like where we're at, or do we have to get closer?
I mean, you could see pretty well. It's just like this little one-story house, not very large, almost like a bit of a shack. But it has, just like it's got like concrete walls, a couple of windows.
Are the windows on? Are the lights on in the windows?
They seem to be, yeah.
So there's somebody there. The heck is going on? if we're being, are we all in the car by now?
At this point, yeah, you would all be around there.
And there's still the guy hounding us, or no?
I mean, not once you're in the car. Once you're in the car, they seem to just like post up and be like looking around.
All right. I have a slight issue.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been attacked yet, and I feel like if this was a trap, I think they want us to leave because like I said, there's 9 other guns here other than us, so that would be bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
Which means we can't leave.
So we have to somehow stick around.
Can I get Does anybody here have any smokes?
I don't think anybody does.
No.
Kevin's just napping in the back now. He's completely oblivious to everything that's going on.
She's like, no, I don't. I mean, I have a lighter, but I don't smoke. So
Okay, give me that.
What?
I need that.
I need it too.
I'll give it back to you.
How soon?
Like a minute.
All right.
So, I'm gonna walk out into the back out of the vehicle with my Sorry, guys, but oh, I'm gonna walk back out and just like flick the lighter and just like look like I'm smoking, but I don't have anything, and just kind of like make my way around the back of the car.
Okay, yeah. And Satsuko's just like confused and panicked and all this. Just like they seem to really want us to leave, and like yeah, when you come out, like one of the guards, you know, that was nearby. You know, they're like still keeping watch, and they're just like, hey, you getting out of here?
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I just need a. This has been a real stressful day.
So you're making your way around to the back of the SUV?
I'm going towards the back. Is there anything I could use? Because I'm trying to see if there's anything that I can have with me. See, I have a steroid and a tranquilizer thing, which I assume has a needle, right? Mm-hmm. Can I do something where I have my my cigarette? Can I smoke it, flick it onto the ground, and like move to stomp it out and place a needle or something that would puncture the back tire of the vehicle
of your vehicle
van. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would say, yeah, if you want to use one of your syringes and set it up in such a way that you think it might pop the tire.
I don't know if they have anything in spy gadgets, because like caltrops would be perfect right now.
Yeah,
but I don't know if I have any of those. Because that's an item. Problem. I need a caltrop, but I don't have it, so I need a makeshift caltrop. Oh, I have scissors. That's kind of obvious. Okay, yeah. Can I do something like that where I'm like, basically sleight of handing it, where I have like a needle in my hand and I'm like, smoke, and then just flick and like put this and like in the motion, like stick this needle like into the tire. As
you're walking around doing this,
I know
you hear.
How to explain what I'm doing? Because I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, like you hear some radio chatter coming off of the 2 guards that are posted out front, and they like seem to respond to it, and then they're like looking at you guys, and they're just like, "Hey, you better get out of here!" And you see both of them just abandon their posts and start going around to the back of the manor.
They just abandoned their post?
Well, they after responding to something on the radio, which you couldn't understand, it would have been in Japanese. But
are there any eyes on us right now?
Amongst the guards here, it doesn't seem so.
Screw that! I'm taking the needle back. I'm leaving. I'm just gonna like go back, and it's just like, hey, they're gone. Let's go.
Roger that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Mel's BRB, but so
I'm just like getting into like open the van. It's like they're gone. We gotta go. And just like motioning towards the direction they just went.
Mm-hmm.
How lit up is the area around the house?
It's fairly lit up. There are obviously some lights by the gates, and then the lights coming out of the windows of the manor and the guest house. But other than that, not too much lighting throughout. But it's you have decent visibility on the manor grounds.
Would I be able to? The problem is this good visibility. Would I be able to find a route or trajectory that would take us around to the back without going through any brightly lit areas?
Yeah. I would say so. Because like I said, it's mostly the light. Most of the light is stuff coming out of windows, so you could easily avoid stuff and hide in the proper places.
Yeah, good.
I just don't know if there's
any
be accounted for in a stealth
hedges.
Check,
I just don't know if there's any hedges or anything that could be blocking or that you have. So I want to, because Mel's not here, but I want to get everybody going because I don't think we should leave. I think that's a bad idea. We need to see what's happening, so I want to get everyone around to the back and see what's going on behind the house, but in the direction like that the guest house is going, so we can hit both those at the same time.
Okay.
So whichever, like there's a house, the guest house, I want to go around to the back of the house, sweeping by the guest house.
Okay, yeah. So you definitely get to the guest house first because the guest house is in front. Yeah. So yeah, you could head in that direction, and then you're gonna continue going around after you hit the guest house to.
But yeah, because they were going back and forth from the guest house. I want to see what's up with that. They weren't carrying any additional weapons or anything when they were leaving. They're just.
It didn't seem like
going to and from.
Yeah, like they would head there, and then they would head back out and start heading around the back.
Okay. Oh, I guess I should ask. Yeah, what's up?
Well, I was just gonna ask, are we doing the stealth line?
Absolutely, we are.
All right, make stealth checks.
But this is to be seen, so I don't have advantage, right?
Yeah, I would say no advantage on this one if you're only getting it from the boots.
Yeah, that's just from the boots. I guess I should ask, but did I recognize that insignia on the patch?
Make history check.
Okay. This is my stealth relief.
Okay.
And this is my history, which is not going to be very not as good.
Hmm.
9 on the history, 29 on the stealth.
Seem familiar, but can't quite place it.
Yeah, I probably ran into them at some point. All right. So we're waiting on a stealth check from Katara then?
I suppose so, but well, yeah, I assume she's tagging along. I'll say if you want to go ahead and roll for her, I think her bonus is... I think it's a +7.
You want me to re-roll that?
Oh,
no. Let's wait for her to come back so she can check.
I'll say you guys are moving along. One of you more quietly than the others. And as Katara and Sarah are just fudging about the main yard. They look like they're trying to move quietly, but they're going through the dead center, or at least Katara's going through the dead center of the yard and would obviously be seen by anyone looking. But whereas Mr. G kind of slips off into the shadows, moves around some hedges, and gets to the guest house even faster than the other two.
I'm used to moving stealthily, so I get there first. I'm like, come on, hurry up, and they're like, through the middle. All right. I'm gonna use some of my oscilloscopes to try to check like through windows or anything, if there's anything in this guest house or anybody in this guest house.
The guest house seems to be empty as far as your readings go.
Okay, but the lights are on.
The lights are on.
Is there any way? You said there's only one story, right?
Yeah.
Could I see what's the rooms are? Look into the rooms that the lights are on, or are all the lights on?
It seems like all the lights are on except. Well, make an investigation check real quick.
All right, I'm back. What did I miss?
Okay, so the guards left. So I was like setting up this whole plan to like maroon us here, and I was like, screw that, and then we just left.
Yeah, so the guards that were watching you guys there, they went around the back, and now there are no guards in sight to you guys. So Mr. G and the rest of you have just sauntered over to the guest house right now and are just looking into that.
Did we have to stealth check our way over there, or was it just?
They did.
We did.
I had Lauren roll on your behalf, and you rolled that natural one. But it didn't. Nothing seemed to happen. You guys made it across. You just didn't stealth very well.
I was gonna. Could I just roll on my own behalf? Like what? What? Because my stealth is a +7. So like I. Okay. All right.
It happens.
So that's
But nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing seemed to happen after that. But you know,
we're checking out the guest house because they were going to and from it, and the lights are on. But so far, it looks empty.
Yeah. So with your investigation, you find there looks to be only one window that you don't see any lights coming out of.
I would like to go to that one if I can.
Yeah. So yeah, you could go over to that one.
Take a peek in.
Taking a peek inside, it looks to be just like a bathroom of some sort.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Then. And there's nobody anywhere in any of the rooms. 2 rooms and a bathroom?
Yeah. So you're going inside?
No.
Okay, you're not going inside. So you're just kind of observing from the outside?
I'm looking at. I have an oscilloscope, so I can basically get my head in the room, but I don't have to enter the.
Okay, I see. So you're just like.
Yeah, or like I get like my little pocket knife, and I'm just like, or not my combat knife, and just like, peeling like a bit of the window back a bit, and then feeding the oscilloscope through.
Okay, I see. Yeah. So yeah,
just
if you do that to each of the rooms,
just like, just enough to get a little eyeball in, and then peek inside to see if I can see anything.
Yeah, if you go to each of the windows, you would find 2 rooms and a bathroom.
And there are standard sets of bathrooms and bedrooms. Nothing crazy. No like full
they just seem
armory
to
on
they
one
just
of the
seem to
walls.
be little guest rooms. You know, with like they're very small rooms, nothing too spectacular. Just small rooms with just a bed and maybe a closet. That's about it.
Why were they going to and from the guest house?
But there are these like windows along the outside, but there's a lot more space inside, it looks like, than there are what you've seen through these windows.
Oh, so like, wait. So we're not seeing the entirety of like looking into these rooms. There's more house that we can't see.
Yeah, it seems like a majority of the interior you can't see because the rooms that you've seen, like the bathroom and the 2 bedrooms, like are all about the same size, and the building looks a lot larger than those 3 rooms combined.
So do we head out back? I feel like there's something up at this freaking guest house.
I'm on it.
Mel, I think you're muted for saying anything.
Oh, everything like cut out for me for a moment.
Oh,
So I just like I'm lost.
So this guest house is pissing me off because there's definitely something here, but I don't want to go in it. Because all the guards were coming to and from this guest house.
Mhm.
They weren't doing anything, but they were going to and from. And then they got a call to, and then all of them went around the back. So we're on our way around the back to see what's up with where they were going.
Mhm.
But they stopped here first.
Oh, okay.
So do we just like bypass this and go like see what they're doing behind the house, or do we stop here at this guest house?
Well, Katara would remind. She'd be like, just so you know, there's somebody else out here too.
I know. And if they start shooting at us, everybody starts shooting at them. I hope. Because I think what's happening is I think Oshiro has been set up.
Which is why they're moving him.
Yes, I think that the intel we got was faulty. Oshiro does not have a virus. And they were drawing us here.
Well, at this point, kind of up to what the two of you want to do. We can either check out the house a bit more, or we can just skip it. I don't really care what we do, as long as I don't know, if we can get them on our side, which if they see us, I highly doubt that.
Well, we do have a very valid story that we are being hunted. We're not sneaking around. We're hiding.
True, but at the same time, they may look at us and go, but you're bringing that to Mr. Oshiro, who could be caught up in the middle of this.
This is true.
And that could
Which is what
already
I'm
be
hoping.
bad on our case.
But that's kind of what I'm hoping is going to happen. I need this firefight to happen with them so that we can show that we are on their side. And we can validate that we are victims in this, victims that have been set up in all of this. Just as like we're in the same boat, Oshiro and us. So we need to, if possible, if this is going to go down, it has to be in his presence. Because if they just start shooting at us when we're on the road, we're on our own, and that's not good.
Right.
As you guys are having this conversation, you hear distant, muffled, sort of a sudden, but explosive series of popping sounds that are just like coming from your back.
Yep, let's go.
Yep. Handgun drawn.
Yeah, and with that, I'm going in the house.
Okay.
I am going to
The guest house or the main house?
Guest house.
Okay.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is the G36, I'm making that no longer
You're
what's it?
unfolding that thing?
Yeah, I'm unfolding that.
Alright, so you snap that into place?
We would have had opportunity to bring all of our weaponry with us at this point, right?
Yeah, because you were just at the SCV, so...
Cool.
I'm setting up... I should ask first, is there a window on the side of... Well, can we see into the back, or do we have to go around more?
You could see that there's a backyard back there. You could see perhaps the edge of a pool if you were to look around, but you would have to go further to see any more.
I wanted to take post up in this house and fire from there. Okay, never mind. I'm not going inside the house then. I thought I'd be able to get a vantage point from here. But I will have my rifle out, and I'm going to stick back behind everybody now, and if they move towards, I'm going to be moving sideways to get a flanking view.
Okay, so
with my rifle.
Yeah, I kind of want to keep Katara more focused on more towards the ground than anything.
I see.
So that way she's not like. So that way, if somebody like does look over, and let's say it is an enemy, and they're just like, "Oh, hey," blah, 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 she's like, "Yeah, I'm on the ground." So.
All right. So yeah. So you guys are kind of moving towards the back then.
Can you ready a prone?
I suppose so. Nothing's stopping you.
Disadvantage on range attacks, right?
Melee.
No,
it's advantage on melee.
Advantage
No. It's
it's advantage on.
Oh, I thought you meant from the user standpoint.
Oh,
yeah.
I have disadvantage on melee.
Yeah. No, like if somebody's shooting at you, drop prone and give them disadvantage.
Yeah,
right? Can you
we
do
did that? Yeah, we did that last time with being at Emil's house.
Well, but like.
Yeah.
We were already prone, but like, can you ready a prone action so like because like we don't know when they're gonna start shooting. As with Emil's house, we were able to set up.
I mean, I would just call that it's half movement to get up, so I'll just call it half movement to get down. So you could just ready a dash to go to the floor if you want.
That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
we're all full dashing and we're leaving Sarah behind. Sarah's just like.
So are you guys
moving
sneakily or?
I am.
Okay, make stealth checks.
I would like to
move stealth
sneakily.
checks if you guys are sneaking.
I would, yes, like also
18.
try 10.
Something high. 19.
Okay. And what's the marching order here as you guys are heading around the back?
From which perspective?
Because I remember Mr. G is kind of going off to the side as we're moving forward.
I'm like arcing around instead. I'm not going towards. I'm going arcing around like a big semicircle around.
Okay. There's not too much room to do that. As if you're heading around the back, because again the manor's really wide, and then there's the gates around the outside of the property, and there's maybe 20 feet between the wall of the manor and the gates, or the fence.
Where the fences are, did they see the people or the figures in the tree line? The tree line's behind the gates, right?
Yeah, it's outside of the fenced off property.
How far out of the fenced off property?
It starts pretty immediately.
A running distance.
Yeah.
Oh, like so. There's like gate, few feet, trees.
Yeah, basically. Like it looks like this entire hill would have been forested, and then they just made a clearing to build this manor on.
Okay. I'm going to. How tall is the gate?
They're all like maybe 12, 15 feet up.
Can I climb it?
I mean, it is like security gate, so it's like pointed on top, so it'd be difficult, but you can make an acrobatics check if you want to try and get over one.
That's not worth it right now. I'm going to hug the gate and stay low, going around.
Okay.
Circumference.
Yeah. So you guys are, for the most part, pretty moving pretty stealthily. Mr. G kind of keeping his distance from the others, and then I guess Katara and Sarah heading up the front.
I wanna try to stay on level with her as much as possible.
Okay.
So not going in front of her, not going behind her.
You couldn't get in front of her if you tried. You have to run very fast.
Yeah.
Very fast.
So you guys start sneaking around the side of the manor, which facing the front would have been like the right side if you guys stopped by the guest house first. So you guys move around the back, and as you reach the backyard, you do see the rest of what looks like that pool in the back, and there does seem to be like a back door. You see like there's a pretty wide pool that's all lit up at night. But yeah, this area also, you see the fence goes around the back as well. It's all gated, and there's just sort of bright red Japanese maples amid the brush leaning in past the fencing. But yeah, there are a couple of glass tables, some fine wooden chairs, and also a back door to the manor.
Any signs of the people who are fighting?
Nothing seems to be going on back here. But the back door is slightly ajar, like it's been just recently gone in through.
Any signs of blood or shells?
Not in this area, no.
Oh yeah.
Is there any signs of anything on the that we could see through the windows of the manor?
So you're kind of moving up, getting into the backyard and looking in through some windows?
Yeah, because I have like a rifle scope and binoculars to see through.
Oh, right.
I am the farthest away, but I can.
So you're sticking out near the edge still like by.
I'm always by the
fencing.
edge. Yeah, furthest away from the manor.
Yeah, make a perception check.
All right. It is 22.
All right. So looking in through some of the back windows, it looks like the back door, judging by the position of the windows, might just lead back into the main lobby beside the staircase that you saw on the other end, the sort of main foyer area. And you do see some movement in through the windows. It does look like one of the guards is sort of moving about, and he passes by the window, but he seems to be preoccupied with something else. He's not really looking at his surroundings. You see his hands are like doing something out of sight below the window.
And there's no signs of a struggle, no gunfire anymore, and no blood.
Yeah, the gunfire seems to have died down.
Does it look like there are any eyes on us right now? Like, do we see anybody looking in our direction from the house?
Not with that perception check. Not that you could tell.
The guards.
That's the only activity you see through the windows.
The guards all went behind the house, which is where we are now, and we don't see any more guards.
Yeah, not that you could see.
And we all have our Bluetooth activated at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would.
All right, I see a guard. A second floor. He seems to be fidgeting with something below the window. I don't trust it.
Oh, sorry, that was on the first floor.
On the first floor? Okay, so by the first floor, by one of the windows.
Yeah, by the window. Yeah, near the back door.
He seems to be fidgeting with something. Okay.
All right then.
I don't trust any of this.
Yeah, no, this doesn't seem right. What do you suppose we do then?
Well, if we leave, they shoot us. If we go in there, I feel like we're also walking into a different trap. At this point, I don't know whose side is on. I don't know who's on our side, if there is anybody on our side. But we need to figure out what's going on. We need to get to Mr. Oshiro.
All right.
Do you you don't have anything to disarm any traps of any kind, do you?
I don't.
All right. Not gonna need this going in there. Put my rifle away. I'm gonna get back up to them.
Yeah, she's like, "Can I get my lighter back?"
I would have given your lighter back.
Oh yeah.
Through the back to the car. I just needed it for a sleight of hand move that didn't work, or rather, didn't end up needing. Didn't end up needing it.
They go away. Never mind.
All right, I'm putting my rifle away. I'm taking out my handgun again.
All right.
Where the guy was fidgeting by the window, can I do the same thing that I did at the guest house and kind of just like and feed a little optic cable and see if I could see if he placed anything.
Okay, what you see is this guard who is now like kneeled down. He's taken off like his suit jacket, and you see like his sort of just like white shirt underneath is like stained red a little bit, and you see that like down on the floor there's another guard that's just like bleeding out, and he is like tearing off some of his sleeve and like applying a tourniquet and just like doing some basic field treatment. He looks like he's doing a mighty fine job of it, but yeah, he's just getting this guy stabilized. It looks like that guy looks like he's on he'd otherwise be dead.
Oh shit, man down. Okay, there's one down. There's another guard in there, so there's 7 guards left. I don't see the others, so there's 2 guards. One of them's down, one of them's helping him. I don't know where all the other guards are. But at this point, I feel like inside the house is the best possible place for us to be. Anybody disagree with that?
Nope.
Ooh, no.
All right. I'm going to so that room is by the door. Like if we go into that door, will he see us coming in?
Very likely, yes.
All right. He's going to put his weapon away, put his hands up, and walk through the door.
Okay. So as you do, yeah, that first off, as you enter back in through that back door, you see the entirety of the lobby. You do see that was out of sight of the window. What looks to be, in fact, you probably would have seen this when you snaked in your scope, actually, or your cable. But yeah, there is another pair of guards, like on the other side of the room, who look to be doing a similar circumstance. One of them is like bleeding out. The other one is trying to apply some first aid, but is having a little bit more trouble than the first pair of guards you saw. But yeah, as you go in, yeah, all of the conscious guards immediately notice you. Like they sort of like draw their guns just instinctively. But you got your hands up, and they just like immediately like start like yelling, just in Japanese that you can't understand, and then they recognize you after a moment, and just like, "Oh, we told you to go.
Looks like you need us." And I just realized I'm also gonna on the Bluetooth tell Sarah and tell
Satsuko?
What's her name? Satsuko to wake up Kevin and bring them in somewhere where it's safer.
All right. So yeah,
just like go into the gallery room.
Yeah,
and just duck.
Yeah, you radio that in, and within a minute or two, you'll see them like pop in through the front door of the lobby.
But yeah, it's like there's 2 wounded. There's 4 of the guards. There's another 4 of the guards missing. You need us right now. The people that are after you, I believe, are actually after us. And we can't leave or we will die. And if we stay, we can at least help you kill them.
And one of them, like the one that like got really busy, like making that tourniquet and immediately stopped the bleeding on his guy. He's just like looks over, and he looks at the other guy who looks to be in dire straits, and he's just like, "If you want to help out, be my guest. You could go down. Everyone's in the basement, but I hope you know what you're getting into."
I have absolutely no idea what's going on right now, and I'm gonna pull my weapon out.
So sorry, we're with you now, right? Like
yeah, everyone. If you would, chose to go in with him. Into would have chose
to go in.
All right.
And Katara would be there, like, so what exactly happened?
And one of the guy, like, he seems to have him stabilized, so the guard like gets up and starts moving towards the other one. But as he does, he's talking to. He's just like, "There's a bunch of people broke in. They managed to get by our security team. The guys who watched the surveillance. We noticed they weren't responding. They normally stay out in the guest house. We checked on them. They were dead. Somebody must have gotten by, and now they're in the basement."
This is an issue. Okay.
How many people broke in?
As far as we could tell, they broke in, got to the security room in the guest room, must have disabled all the traps and security measures in the basement, and then now they're holed up in the vault down there with all of Oshiro-san's most valuable possessions. So we only Only caught a brief glimpse in before they started shooting at us when we tried to enter the vault. I think there was only like a couple of them.
So they're downstairs.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Is there anything that we need to know about upstairs?
Oshiro-san is in his master bedroom upstairs. It's been completely locked down.
Where are the other guards?
Everyone's downstairs. All personnel have been called down there.
All right. See what we can do about this.
And yeah, he kind of grits his teeth and gets to work on the other guard that went down.
All right. Let's go down the stairs. I don't like this at all. Oh,
I don't either.
oh, we're being funneled. Oh.
Hey, I got something ready.
You're like, screw the funnel. I have a bomb. I'm sitting here with a rifle. That's me shooting down a hallway.
I got a toxic gas grenade and a flash grenade set. Just ready.
You first.
Yes. Definitely you first.
So, Tara.
Beefy up front, healer in the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
Agent down back. So, Katara, you lead the charge heading down the staircases, which spiral down briefly to the basement level. The first thing you encounter immediately at the end of the staircase is this sturdy-looking steel door.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like it would be pretty tough to crack or breach, but right now it's just ajar and open. So heading through there, you enter into a long and narrow hallway with what look to be like backlit glass tiles sort of on the floor. Like they're just like, there's just a bunch of light coming through them, like those are the light sources in the room.
So actually, like before heading in there, she stops them. She stops them and is like standing outside of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And is just looking. She's like, I don't like that.
I don't like any of this.
I don't like that. The last time we were in a hallway like this, there were lasers.
Wait. I don't know what you're talking about, actually.
She's like,
hold on. Hold your boat. You said lasers?
yes, I remember this because we were heading through. I forget. We were heading through this lab or whatever it was. We went into a hallway. We had to get down, and there were lasers coming our way. And I had to. If you shot the lasers, you can take out a whole grid of them, or you could take out a grid. I blew it up with a launcher, but then they got to the end, and then when they would get back to the front where we'd be going, it would reset the whole time. I don't know what happens when you get hit. I don't want to know. I don't like that.
Well, hopefully lasers are like bullets. I can dodge those.
You know what? You go first.
I'm gonna start running.
So you just
as soon as she says that, it's just like.
Which, by the way, all the while you guys hear like what sounds like some screaming, like, or rather shouting back and forth in like echoing down from like behind the door on the other side, which is also slightly ajar right now as well.
The door on the other end.
The door on the other end, the far end of this hallway. But yeah, you just like
slightly
dash.
ajar.
Yeah, you like dash and you like book it across the floors. And as you do, you see like each tile that he steps on just like lights up red, like it's reading pressure each time he sets foot on one. But nothing happens and he makes it across safely.
Huh.
Wait a few seconds. Still alive.
I guess I'll go next then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, you next.
Same thing with Sarah. Each step seems to light up one of the tiles, but doesn't have any noticeable effect.
Is there like a technology check I can do on this? Like,
yeah,
figure
sure.
out like why
Yeah.
this is like. Okay. 16?
16. I would say, like with your knowledge of technology, or yeah, you would recognize, yeah, that they do seem to be pressure sensitive floors as a security implement. But you do recall that like the guard earlier said that the people who infiltrated their place seem to have bypassed all the security implements. So you get the sense that the security is either like offline, or else it's doing something that's like otherwise being ignored. Like if it's triggering an alarm somewhere else or something, all the guards are here. So
Okay.
yeah.
So she's just like, huh. Yeah, she's just like, all right, I'm going too. So I don't have to deal with this.
Yeah. So
Just like stomping your way down. Just like, "Frick this shit."
So as you guys get to the other side, you open the door and you see next to the door there looks to be like some sort of biometric scanner, but like, you know, for like a handprint type of thing. But it's no issue for you right now. Again, the door's slightly ajar. You open it up and you go into the next chamber, which looks to be an open, empty sort of square chamber with metallic walls and also a big sort of vault door on the other end. Now you do see some lenses kind of in the walls that it looks like, you know, like something might have protruded out of, but you do see that within this room is where all the guards are. And so there's 4 guards and the chief that you had met earlier on the other end of this room. And there's like that big vault door, this big sort of like heavy, round, shiny titanium vault door that looks like something you would find on like a bank vault, which is just open on the other side. And you see the squad of guards that remains down here are all like taking cover on either side of that open vault door. And there's like little splatters of blood in the middle of the room. And you can see through the vault door on the other side another chamber. Since it's like wide open, you can see clear through another chamber that looks to have the private collection. It's got like cold concrete walls with glass covered displays that seem to be built into the walls on either side. But then at the very center of the room, directly across from you, looking into that vault, is just a bed with just like white silk sheets, and laying in the bed unconscious is this pale young woman, maybe in her early 20s, with deep black hair, and she's just like lying there wrapped in sort of white robes. And you see on either side of her are like 2 guys in like all black tactical gear, and one of them has their gun on the door, and one of them has one of them has their gun on the girl, and one of them is like fidgeting with some of her sort of medical equipment that seems to be hooked up to her. She's like seems to be hooked up to like some sort of IV and other sort of elements. And one of them is fidgeting with that, while one of them seems to be holding her hostage with like a submachine gun.
You gotta be shitting me right now.
It's just like, don't come any closer, we're putting bullets in her! And you see the security chief who's just like, well, he spots you guys coming into the room, he's just like, well, I guess you don't know when to quit.
Never.
We're here to help.
I mean, you guys are like in direct, if you came through that door, you would have been in direct view of the guys who are inside the room.
Oh, so the
Like
guys
the door
inside of the room.
Yeah, they're looking.
The vault is wide open.
The vault is wide open. Yeah, like I said.
Oh, okay, I thought it was cracked open. I thought it was like half or something. And
That's why I gave you the description of that whole next room, was because you could see clearly in there and they can see clearly out. The only thing they can't see right now are the guards who are taking cover on either side of the door. But you get the sense they're well aware of them.
All right, so there's 2 that we see.
Mm-hmm.
Do they look familiar?
They look like they're just like, because they've got like ski masks essentially and stuff, so they aren't very identifiable. They just look like tactical agent types.
And does that body look like the person I think it is?
That depends. Who do you think it is?
Is that body Archaea?
Looking at it does not. Well, no, yeah, you would recognize Archaea.
Yeah.
No, it does not seem to be.
Oh. Black hair, mid-20s?
So disappointment.
Yeah, like early 20s.
That's about how old she was supposed to be, right?
Wasn't she more like 25, 26?
Yeah, somewhere in that range. But either way, that's what you see.
Yeah.
Like, they
Semantics.
are just like...
Semantics. Black hair, mid-20s. Her girls hooked up to IVs.
Yeah, and
This
guy...
But it's not Archaea, though.
It's not Archaea. One of them just, like,
Okay.
is just, like, holding their SMG up to her head, and the other one's just, like, fidgeting with all her medical equipment. The other one yells out, just like, hurry it up!
We're obviously going to take cover.
So you take cover with, like, the
Yeah,
other guards,
but-
just, like, staying out of view of the vault door.
All right.
Yeah,
like-
what the hell?
Yeah, the chief, like, looks at you guys, is like, alright, so what do I call you?
You don't call me anything. I was never here.
One of those types, I see. Yeah, well, maybe you could give us a hand here, yeah?
Yeah. Who is she?
Well, if you were never here, I assume you're good with a secret, but I suppose there's no point in keeping any if you've gone this far. That's Hisako Oshiro. That's Bossman's daughter.
Dang. Well, how many are in?
Just the two of them, it seems. Quite crack shots, and quite frankly, they got her hostage. And protecting her is my highest priority as security chief on this site, so we're at a bit of a standstill.
Do you know what they're trying to do?
I'm guessing they're after the virus.
Inside of her?
Yeah, the girl's a carrier of the T-Veronica virus.
Is she?
Is she going to have to get the virus out of her? They have to. Will they have to kill her, or can they get it out? With whatever they're trying to get to do with all the tinkering, what they're doing with the machines.
I don't know, I'm not a medical expert. Oshiro has the finest doctors in Japan come in to advise him on that, but from what I understand, she probably won't die immediately, but we would have to act fast afterwards.
All right. And your priority is keeping her alive. All right. Well, we're either gonna sit here all day or we're gonna stop them.
And the security chief just like kind of lowers his voice. He's like, "All right, my name's Harding, by the way, John Harding."
I swear I've heard of you.
Well, you might have heard of my the mercenary company I'm a part of. We are Red Oracle Solutions.
Red Oracle. That's where I know you're from.
Yeah. I'd imagine you
You
top
that-
secret
they look
types.
familiar.
Yeah, might have run into us a few times.
Yeah, you guys are annoying.
Yeah, we got a reputation to keep up.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Did you hear of my boy?
Tie-ins.
All right. Do any of you have any explosive devices I could borrow?
You hear just like screaming out there. It's just like, "Hey, we're right next to her. If you try to blow us up, she'll blow up too."
I don't care about the girl.
So Katara like in sound, she's just like, have you guys tried flashing them?
Hey, listen, this isn't that kind of party.
And Harding's just like, I'm afraid we don't have any of that kind of weaponry, but if you've got some, then feel free to share.
I've
think
got
I
3 of them.
You
said 3?
On 3.
Hold
No,
on.
I said I have 3 flash grenades.
3, 2, 1, Saki.
So, what are you guys doing on Saki?
Oh,
My gun is going up.
oh no. I guess I'm throwing a flash grenade then. I guess I'm just I guess I'm
All right.
throwing a flash grenade then. What are you doing?
I'm
Mr.
breaching.
G?
I got a rifle.
Oh.
So you're just gonna peep in and pop a shot?
I'm hitting the guy who has the submachine gun to the head of the.
Okay.
Kid.
First, I'll say, because you know they're standing. Know they're standing there at the ready. So I'm assuming Katara's just subtly just lobbing that in there, without trying to alert them that you guys are going in.
Yeah.
And I
I'll
guess
say
I could have done the countdown visually and then said Saki.
I see. Yeah.
But
yeah, they're just like
because Saki. Bam, bam.
Yeah. So I'll say
Yes.
make a mobility dexterity check to see how subtly you can do this and how well you can place it, since you're kind of throwing it in, just sort of like haphazardly. Again, trying not to trigger them.
Oh no. Oh,
Come on,
no.
Katara, you can do it.
Oh no. Okay, guys.
I'm not a civilian anymore. I would encourage you.
I mean, it's an 11.
Okay. Okay. So that's just enough that you need. That's their passive perception. So so you just like whoop, just like nothing more than just like a petite hand and a small canister flying into the room before it clanks the other side, and you just hear huh as the entire chamber lights up. Let me just roll con for them real quick. Plus nothing. One guy fails, the other guy
They both
succeeds.
fail.
Oh wait, no, right.
Yeah.
Your tool save DC, yeah. So both of those guys are stunned as Mr. G comes around with the rifle.
2d4 flash?
Oh yeah, roll your damage as well.
Oh, please tell me that kills him.
Oh, no.
That's all right. Every little bit counts.
All right, I'm hitting the guy with the who was holding her hostage. Not
Okay,
the guy who was on the machinery.
gotcha. So they both take.
How far in are they into the room?
It's about 50 feet across the room, I'll say.
So they're all right. So
Quite
they're
a bit
pretty.
stored down here. Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty far away then. All right, I wanted to know if I could run up and stab the other guy at it. But I'll hit him with the.
Not with a two-handed weapon, you can't.
I can't let go with one hand and then use a knife. Oh, for an offhand attack.
yeah, you
that's
can't
true.
make an offhand attack because you didn't attack with a light weapon.
Yeah. All right.
So you're making your attack.
Rifle to the big guy, with advantage. And he hasn't acted in combat yet, right?
He has not. So yeah, advantage either way.
All right. This is with headshot.
All right.
17.
Man, +8 with headshots. That's still pretty hefty. 17 hits.
Yep. It's 13 minus 5.
Yeah.
All right. So that is like auto crit with headshots.
It's not an auto crit because
And-
it's not a surprise.
Oh, because they're not surprised. They're just stunned.
Yeah, so
So
sneak
it's not
just
an
sneak
auto-crit.
attack. But yeah, sneak attack, headshot, all that still gets added.
Yep. Hold on. So standard
First off, let me.
headshot.
The mood has changed.
sneak attack.
Yes.
Oh, whoops. Can I bonus action spot them? I added it by accident, even though I shouldn't have. But
Sure, I'll allow it this once, but
well, because I always forget that I can do that, and I saw them coming in, right?
and you still have. No, I think you could use that limitlessly, right?
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, you're not expending any uses. So
It's just I look at them.
yeah. Just make sure. Just make sure to remember that for future
no,
reference. But
because I never remember until I actually have my option in my attack.
So yeah, you come around the corner and just. This is suppressed, right? Too. So it's just like.
This is suppressed. So
Yeah, and just the guy next to the girl holding the gun up to her, his brains are on the wall, on the other side, and he just like flops to the ground. How long does that stun last on the flash grenade?
Until the end of my next turn.
So
I'll say the rest of you could get a whole nother full round in there, but like,
Nice.
I don't think this guy's gonna survive it.
Okay.
But yeah, let's just play out how much resources you use. I'll say all of you can get in action before his stun wears off.
Okay. I'm going to. Give me just a second.
Actually, Katara, roll an initiative real quick. Let's see,
Okay.
just to be sure.
Dang. And
it's a high initiative. Oh man,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
That's
you just
10
got
on
that
a
up.
2? That's
Yeah,
insane.
that's right. You just got that upgraded.
Yep.
That's
Yeah. So he,
Sure.
I mean, it's to the end of your next turn.
Yep.
Oh no, yeah, actually, yeah. In that case, it's better that he rolled higher than you because that means he does nothing on his turn, and then your turn comes around.
Hey,
So
yes.
he beat you in initiative, but that's actually in your favor this time. So yeah,
Yep.
actually, just in case, everybody roll initiative real quick, just
if this
yeah,
guy survives
on-
this first round.
on the off chance, because there's a chance some of you could come after Katara as well. I realize. So yeah,
True.
it would be
True.
it would
Well,
be
because-
profitable to roll.
Yeah, Sarah
roll
still has to
initiative
go for
this.
her. Sarah still goes for this turn, and then see where she lands on the next round coming afterward.
Wow.
Oh, exactly even.
Nice.
Both of you on 10.
Me and Katara on 10, and Sarah's on.
Hi.
Sarah's on what?
4.
Okay. And let me actually. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, this round comes. I'll say like, yeah, Sarah, you're able to act on that first sort of like breach
Cool.
round. If you want to take that turn really quick.
Sure. Yeah, I'm going to shoot him. Shoot the other one.
Yeah.
Oh, the other
Shoot,
one's dead.
Yeah,
Shoot,
the
Yeah.
one
No.
that's tinkering.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the
Don't
one
shoot.
that was tinkering. Yeah.
Don't shoot her. Shoot him.
Yeah. Specific.
18. Yeah.
Yeah, you have advantage on the attack too because he's stunned.
Oh, cool.
18 hits.
All right. And... Oh, that was not the right thing. Hold on. Don't take that.
5 damage.
That was the wrong thing.
Oh.
All right.
So they're basically the same.
Yeah, so you just like pop from across the room. Adam, yeah, you seem to have done some damage. So, first off, Harding's going in the room with you guys, and he is also gonna see that the hostage situation has been resolved, and he's just like rounding the corner with an SMG in hand, and he's just gonna let loose a full burst at the guy, seeing that he's stunned. So he has advantage on the attack, which hits. And he is going to deal plus sneak attack damage.
Jeez.
24 points of damage to him as he just like lights him up and just comes around into the vault, just like yeah, after that is going to be Katara after your turn.
All
Or rather, Katara and Mr. G simultaneously, so Mr. G can still capitalize on the stun.
Cool. So what I'm gonna do is I already have the G36 out, so I'm just gonna fire off full round burst.
All right. Yeah,
All
24 certainly hits.
This poor guy.
Yeah, these guys
All right.
didn't know what hit them.
It's another 20. She just
All right, so you just come in and just light him up, and he just like this bullets, like all these bullets are like hitting him at once, and just like, and he's just like flailing in the corner against the wall. And he was already kind of like down low, fidgeting with stuff, and so he's just like getting nailed and pushed farther into the wall. Mr. G, yeah, he's been like, he's at this point, he's like bleeding out and knocked to the ground, and he's just like prone on the floor, still stunned. But yeah, like he's still breathing in the sense that in that sense, if that's what you're asking.
Is he completely prone now?
No, I mean, like mechanically no, but visually yes.
Okay, I was just like, hold on, I'm gonna put this away and just go and beat him with the
No, yeah, he's got like one hit point left, so he's like as good as dead. Alive. So he's just like incapacitated on the floor, and he's just like, ugh. And and you guys are like free to finish him or do with him what you wish.
So she's gonna go, are they needed for questioning? Actually, we should probably question them before we kill them.
They're gonna die anyways. Might as well get some answers out of them.
Yeah, you know what?
I agree.
Question and then kill.
I like it.
All right.
Just.
So yeah, at this point, the Harding, he's like moving tactically, still has his SMG fixed on the target as he moves towards the bedside of Hisako, and he's looks over to her, checks the vitals on the machinery off to the side, and he's just like, well, she's still alive, but she's probably lost a fair bit of blood. And looking at like some of like this like blood pouch that the operatives seem to have been using to siphon some of her blood from, and he's like, and he shouts back to the other guards, says something to them in Japanese, and they scatter and go back, and one of them like pulls out a phone and starts like dialing some stuff, and he's just like, all right, we're gonna get our private doctor here, but beyond that, she should be secure.
Good. Now this guy. Let's get him out of this room.
All right, so you just like, well, as you like approach that guy and like the stun's like wearing off, he's just like, and he like tries to like reach for like the handgun in his holster.
Suppressed barrel to his forehead.
Yeah, I get the picture.
Good. All right. Who's dragging him?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't have the strength for that. I mean,
I got a +1 to strength. That's all
I don't think there's a lot of strength going on here.
You're stronger than I am.
Okay, so can Sarah like? I was gonna say, can she like medical carry him?
Yeah. You could just
fireman.
Fireman's carry. You prop him up. You're trained in this, and you could just like move him to wherever you're going to lead him. I'm assuming you guys are just like disarming him and everything, kicking his guns away.
No, I'm taking his guns before I touch him.
Just taking whatever's on this guy.
No, yeah, he's got an MP5, he's got an M9, he's got a combat knife sheathed in one of his boots.
I'll take that combat knife.
Check out that MP5
for now.
All right.
I'm just gonna put it on my person for now, but I don't.
Yeah.
Just dump him in the next room so that he's at least out of the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Or should you bring him upstairs?
It's up to you guys.
Just standing around.
So it's either bring him upstairs or just keep him here.
Because this guy's gonna start screaming. Oh no, she's unconscious, right? She's like full comatose.
Mm-hmm.
She's fine.
Yeah, we got. You know, she's just like, yeah. I mean, we can take him anywhere, and it'll be fine.
Okay, drop him.
Depends on what. Yeah.
Yeah, and Harding's just like, well, if you don't mind, I think I might be interested in hearing what he has to say as well, just in case it pertains to my employer or our client here. So keep him within earshot. And he says as he like posts up, like staying by the girl.
Alright, drop him.
Drops him.
So he just set him down. It's just like,
yep.
And just like blood spurts out of his ski mask.
does 1 point of damage. He has an aneurysm, dies.
Yeah.
Well, take the mask off.
All right, take the mask off. Just see like
Still
this.
recognize him.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't seem familiar. But yeah, he just looks like he's got kind of like short, wavy brown hair that's kind of like matted with like sweat and blood. But yeah, he's just like looks like a young, maybe 20s Caucasian gentleman.
What's your name, kid?
What does it matter?
I just want to know who I'm addressing.
Yeah, I guess might as well have some company in these last moments. My name's Jamie.
I'm Jason. Who do you work for?
Make an intimidation check. With advantage, given the circumstances.
All right, just okay. Actually, it's the same. Oh wait, advantage. Nope, that's the wrong modifier. It's -2 to that, so it's 10.
10. All right, he's just like, hey, yeah, still got some dignity left, so sorry, pal, I don't feel like talking. You're gonna have to kill me.
I wasn't asking, kid.
And he's just like holding on to like some of his like bleeding out wounds. He's just like, yeah, well, what more can you threaten me with?
A whole lot of pain. I can make your last seconds hell, or at least I can put you out quickly and painlessly. Now, I'm gonna shoot one of his toes off.
That'll probably do a point of damage.
Can I shoot anything that wouldn't do a point of damage?
Probably not. He's bleeding out.
Is he in a dying status?
Technically has 1 hit point left. He wouldn't get dying in the same way that you guys would. It's just like he's a little bit more sensitive. You know, if he's down, he's down.
He's a little bit more sensitive.
Yeah,
he doesn't have hero points.
He doesn't have hero.
Yeah, no plot armor for this guy.
All right. If you're not going to suit.
I was gonna say, is there a way you could just like heal this dude?
Yeah.
Real quick, and then like,
heal him so you can hurt him some more.
Yeah.
We can do this indefinitely.
Yeah. Basically.
Oh no.
Yeah, I actually do have 1 heal. No, I don't.
You don't have any heals?
Actually, yes, I do. I have one treat wounds left because it's an efficient use. So if I cast at first level, it won't cost me anything.
There we go.
All right. So
if you want it.
Alrighty, I'm gonna do that, and that is 1d8
plus 4.
He gains 9 hit points. There.
All right.
That's pretty good. That's 10. That's 9 rounds.
Yeah, so you start treating his wounds, and you like start applying your medical knowledge to just like patch up his holes and stop him from
Giving him hope.
Yeah, bleeding out and healing up, and he's just like, oh no. As you're healing him.
A long day. This is gonna be a long day for you guys.
As I do that, as I'm like treating his wounds, after I'm done with that, can I just kind of like get behind him and put the knife, what's it called? The curved knife.
Oh, the kukri that you got from Scorpion?
Yeah. And put that to his throat and just hold him there.
He's just like, yeah.
You recognize that knife?
Yeah, you pulled that off our old chief.
That's what I thought. So were you with the group that we just encountered back at the hotel?
I'll say at this point, you can make another intimidation check or a persuasion check, whichever is higher.
Same.
All right.
I was gonna ask for persuade later, but I was like, it's.
Oh. Again with advantage.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, nice.
19. 17.
He's just like,
What's dose?
yeah, all right. Yeah. If you're gonna keep this up, I guess there's no point in holding back. Either die by you or die by somebody else later. Nah, I will.
It's gonna be me.
It's hard to argue with that. Well, you said the hotel?
Yep.
That's where you did the hit on our boss.
Nope. That wasn't a hit. That was personal.
No, I wasn't there. I think she just took our snipers with her on that one.
All right. But you're with the Manifold?
What I can tell, Manifold contracted this job, yeah? Yeah, we work for Scorpion, though. Well, worked. And then he nods over to that, the guy who's just, like, against the wall, like, having, like, slid down the wall and did that blood trail after you shot him through the head. He nods over to him,
Yep.
and he's just like, and then Olsen over there convinced us we could still pull this job off without her. Split the pot. Yeah.
And what'd you think?
I figured one less share, and just some private security get by wouldn't have been that big of a deal. Yeah. I mean, we had all the schematics for this place. We knew what we were getting into. We could have pulled it off with one less person.
So who's the guy outside?
Guy outside?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hearing him hesitate, she kind of puts the knife like not in, but like
Just like hold
pushing
it
against
closer.
the throat now.
Yeah. All right. So,
Yeah.
Starts to draw a little blood.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Draws a little blood, so he does like take like a point of damage, but he's just like
Good.
still there. He's just like at your mercy. Like, I think you're talking about the snipers.
How many?
2 of them. 5-man team, including Scorpion.
Killed 1, killed Scorpion. That leaves 3 of you. You 2 outside. All right.
They don't hear
Well-
back from us in a bit. They're probably gonna bugger off. They're not dying over this. It's just a job to them.
All right. It is. Radio him in.
What do you mean?
I have a job for you.
You want me to radio my guys in?
Yep.
Makes him take a point of damage if he doesn't do it.
I'm not gonna lie, I like how you said that. Like, you want me to radio my guys in?
Just like he's just like, hey, I do this. We square. Do I get to walk?
No, you work
Not
for
a
me.
chance.
You pay well?
Oh, I pay very well.
And it's just like, ugh, and he kind of moves his arm towards this, like this radio that's like affixed onto his belt. He pulls it off and like holds it up to his mouth. He's just like, yeah, we're all done here. Might want to come in and look at it. We're gonna need some help moving some of the stuff. It's a lot more than we were bargaining for. And just here on the other end, just well, first of all, let me okay.
I want to ask, when he said that,
Uh-huh.
do I get the sense that he used any code words?
Make an insight check.
Screw my fancy die roller. It's a straight roll. 11.
11. Not that you can tell. It seemed to be a pretty straightforward message.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So after that, you just hear just like on the other end, just the shh. Like no response. It just like fuzzes like somebody just tapped the the talking button. And it's just like, that's an acknowledgement. I think they're on their way.
Good. Because let me put it this way. Scorpion's gone. She's gonna need a replacement.
You know, I was actually kind of thinking of that. I mean, I don't know who you are, but I mean, if you took out Scorpion, that's mighty impressive.
How long have you worked with Scorpion?
Couple years. Ran with her crew. I think it's
Did
coming
you do
up
the
on
Italy job with her?
coming up on 2 now.
2 jobs. You weren't there with the Italy job.
I know. Yeah, I think I heard about the Italy job. She talked about that. I think is that the one? I mean, she talked about it not very favorably. She doesn't like failing. It's not exactly in her reputation.
Yeah, that was me.
Huh. So you bested her once before killing her.
That I did.
Yeah, well, the way I see it... Yeah, you're right. That's quite a void that needs to be filled. I mean, Scorpion. I don't know what her name is, but the legacy is still something. And, seeing as you just... And he nods back over to the guy again, just floored Olsen, who was fixing to take her place. You're probably a little bit better qualified than him.
Yeah, that guy didn't have it in him.
No, yeah.
That was... You guys need a leader figure.
Yeah, I mean, he just took her gear and tried to rally us. Convinced us that we could still do this. Guess he was wrong about that.
Very much wrong. Alright, on your feet. Sniper should be here by now.
Alright. So you prop him up and start leading him out?
Yep, just like, still at gunpoint.
Uh-huh.
And I guess, Sarah, are you gonna continue,
Yes.
with your knife?
Yeah,
Alright, so we're
you-
just gonna walk him out.
Just like, yeah,
So I'm gonna.
meat shield holding him.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of put the G36 just kind of like around her back,
Mhm.
and she's just gonna pull out the grenade launcher and just
no.
walk out with that. So she's
Yeah.
just when those snipers see, it's just like yeah, go ahead.
Right. Let's see how far you get. Yeah, so,
So where are you guys positioning yourselves as you're preparing for them to come in?
well, just like, probably by the front entrance.
Mhm.
So if,
There
when they come
are a couple
in,
of windows on the front, but their field of
Oh.
view is kind of limited. So if you take a moment to prepare, you could probably look for like blind spots in it.
we'll just stay where we're at down the stairs, but like facing up the stairs.
Okay, so
How
you're kind of
tall
like, so you're just basically like, you're still like below in level, but you're kind of like looking over the top staircase enough to see the front door.
Well, how deep do the stairs go down?
Another level, some 10, 15 feet.
Yeah, I was just thinking that we're at the bottom of the stairs on the floor of the next of that room. We've just now moved to where if you look down the stairs, we're just right there.
Well, because it's like, it curves around a little bit.
Oh, there's a little bit of a...
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just a straight...
Yeah. So you would have to like go up the stairs a little bit, but you could like pop your head just above the stair if you stand at like the bottommost while still being able to see into the lobby.
Yeah, we'll just be in the lobby. We'll post up next to... just out of the sight of the...
Okay. You do see
I
that
think what-
those makeshift sort of camp that's up here with those 4 guards that are just like tending to each other are still out here.
Okay.
And he's just like, I think I made it sound like the coast is clear. If they look in the windows and see those guys, they might get suspicious.
Yeah, you guys take your wounded downstairs. The doctor's on the way.
You said take them downstairs, you said to them?
Yeah.
Okay,
the
yeah,
doctor's
yeah.
on his way. So that's where all the
Yeah.
wounded will be.
Yeah, so they heed you and they start like dragging them away. Let's see. So, make perception checks. Anybody who's up on the staircase. Oh!
Oh,
Oh well.
With that natural 20, you do see some stealthy figures that seem to like some shadowy figures that seem to be like moving around in the distance past the outside the window that seem to be inside of the gates, but they move a bit past. It looks like they're peering in through the windows as like these guards are still dragging some of their wounded down, and then they start to move away from the windows.
So they notice the guards moving and then moved back. Well, I mean, tell your guys to come in. I have a job offer.
And then he's just like, he reaches again for his radio. He's just like, actually, before he even reaches for it, he does receive another signal. He's just like, shh. And then they're like, I thought you said it was clear in there. And he's just like, yeah, well, it is. I mean, it is clear. It's just the situation has changed a bit. You're definitely gonna want to get in here. And they're just like, here on the other side, just like, shh. Have you been compromised? And he kind of makes a face to you, and he's just like, without, you know, he's not pressing on the radio.
You still have all your toes.
He's like, shh. I mean, yeah, we're fine. I'm gonna make another charisma check on his behalf. Okay. With that, you see the figures start moving past the windows again. And then there's like a sudden, as the two front doors just like get kicked open, but you don't see anyone on the other side.
And like as soon as that happens, just a quick avert my eyes in case there's a flashbang, and then
you avert your eyes for a second, but no flash comes in, and you just hear like yelling from outside, just like, "Hi, where are you?" He's just like, "Yeah, I'm down here, in the stairwell." And they're the other voice just kind of responds. It's just like, why don't you come out where we can see you? It's just like, hey, listen, man, we're trying to haul stuff here, so you could come in here and help me out, or not.
Fuck this, you're a terrible liar. I have a job offer for you. I killed your boss, and now I'm offering you a job.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh no.
19.
Yeah.
Oh.
Good.
Yeah, there's a brief silence as there seems to be some, you know, you could almost feel them giving each other looks from here, but the other voice comes in. He's just like, "Is this the real deal?" He's just like,
I'm just gonna walk out.
He's like, yeah. It's just like, and you march out. Is Sarah still holding
Yes.
this guy Jamie?
Yes. She's not letting him go.
All right. Are you walking
That's
out
probably a
with
good
him,
idea.
or are you keeping him down in the
just-
stairwell?
I'm just walking out between. Now I'm gonna have my. I imagine they're on both ends of the door frame. So I'm walking out the door with my handgun like on one end and like a knife on the other end. I'm just gonna like walk out directly between them.
Wait, so you're walking out the front door?
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you do that, they're just like, "Whoops," and they train their rifles on you and start kind of like maneuvering away from the wall, and they're just like, "Ugh."
Nah, don't do anything.
One's just like, "Who are you?"
Well, who I am is less important than how much I pay.
Well, what do we call you, at least?
You can call me G.
All right, G. So it seems you have us at a bit of a pickle here. And he goes just like, I don't like this.
You don't have to like it, but it pays. That's the nature of work.
All right, I'm listening.
Your boss is dead. I killed her. There is now a very lucrative opening in the black market for people of your talents, and I am looking to purchase.
All right. I see how it is. So you got Jamie, huh?
Yep, and he still got all his toes.
How's Olsen?
He paid for his incompetence.
And like they do both kind of exchange a look, and they're just both like, "All right." They kind of nod to each other, and he's like, "Let's hear what you have to say." And that's gonna be where we end tonight's session.
Nice.
Well, that was something. All right, so that's where we're in.
A route I didn't expect.
Yeah, that took a turn. So let's see. I mean, whew. Yeah, man, there was a lot of going back and forth there. I should note, like Jamie, when he was like, I was making deception checks for him and having them insight him, and no, yeah, like the very first contested roll I made between them, they like tied. So then I had to re-roll it, and they got convinced enough to come in, but then they saw the lobby, and then he convinced them enough to open the doors. So I was just like, no, yeah, they were on edge, but man. The roles actually ended up that you might be able to, I guess, recruit Scorpion's crew.
Oh boy.
Hell yeah!
We'll see how that goes.
We got allies potentially now.
I mean,
I won't take no for an answer.
I mean, it seems like with the amount of manpower you've encountered, you've probably gotten the sense at this point that the Manifold has armies worth. So allies are helpful. Oh man, this
isn't a direction I envisioned Mr. G going down, but I was like, I think he would.
I mean,
like,
there's no Scorpion anymore.
There's no Scorpion, and I started all this rumor, like this whole rumor mill that this is like that basically the character that Mr. G plays killed Scorpion and was like taking her place. So I was like, sure, I'll just literally take her place. Like literally become the boss of the people that she used to hire.
Oh man. Well, again, that was an unexpected turn, but
this is gonna get weird.
Yeah,
I love it.
Sarah had some fun.
Well, thank you all very much for watching. We'll be back continuing this little tangent next week. Till then, we'll see you guys later. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Good night, sweet dreams, all of the good things.